This is exactly how I plan to qualify for the Olympic trials with the remaining time I have left. If you don't already know, I came dangerously close at my last marathon, running 2:18:55, missing the mark by just under a minute. With only 4 weeks left until the window closes, the last opportunity to do so is going to be at the California International Marathon, CIM. I'm all too familiar with this race, I've already run it twice. Unfortunately, I was a little bit too confident in my abilities at the last marathon and I didn't sign up for this race. And it was full. I am filming this really early in the morning for authenticity. But I have some great news. I am finally officially registered for CIM. It is gonna happen, okay? 4.5 weeks away. Another OTQ attempt in the works. CIM was full. In fact, it's been full for months. So it's actually difficult to get into the race this late. You actually have to find someone who's already registered for the race and someone who is willing to swap their bib with you. Not swap, just transfer it to you. So typically these are people that are injured. Yeah, usually just injured. Anyway, I put out a plea for help on Strava and this person, Aditya, I hope I'm saying your name right, but thank you so much. Big shout out for you and transferring your bib to me. One interesting thing about this process is that I've never had to pay to get into a marathon. I know that's a little bit arrogant. No. Typically when you get into an elite field, they just give you a free entry. And even though I would get into the elite field, I was a procrastinator. Don't procrastinate, kids. But man, marathons are expensive. Doesn't get light for another hour and a half. Thankfully, daylight savings is just around the corner so that it gets light immediately after my run. Yeah, it won't help. It's still gonna be dark. It is a beautiful fall day. Have any water? No. It's off, obviously, much too late. It is windy today. All right, we are down here on the Jordan River Trail, ready to get in our marathon workout. Bit breezy today. Workout today is alt miles with a bit of a twist at the end, more of a threshold ending. I'll throw up the splits right here of what is intended. It's not as complicated as it looks.
Give it to me then.
All right, I got my warm-up done. I'm gonna do some stretches and some strides, and then I'll show some cool slow-mo footage of my strides and pretend that it's my workout to break it down. All right, here we go. I didn't actually start it, obviously. I just faked it so I could come back and make it look like I did. The wind is not always favorable, but honestly, I don't mind it here today. I'm just doing an out and back, so I get the nice headwind handicap on the way out, the easier portion of the run, and then the tailwind, what do you call it? I'm really struggling to think of the word. The tailwind assist on the way back, especially on those fast miles. Let's get this rolling. This workout turned out to be much more difficult than I anticipated, but I really should have seen this coming with the wind. By the time I hit the turnaround, I was feeling pretty exhausted, just trying to gear up for those last few miles. And even though I fell off pace a little, I still had a great workout, but I was still hurting at the end. Check this out. That was a good workout. Lots of good threshold miles. Oh boy. Okay, it's taking a second. Whew. Hopefully you can see my face. On my way to the long run. Today we're looking at anywhere from 20 to 25. I'm kind of just gonna gauge based off the group is doing. I would like to do more than less. We'll see what everybody else is doing, but it should be a good one today. I'm excited to get this rolling. I am proud to report I got 23 miles in. At mile 15, we did a 3-mile pickup, and what you're seeing here is Connor Mance, who started 15 seconds behind us, hunt me down. I averaged 4:57 pace on my pickup, but it didn't stop him from catching me. For those of you who have been following my marathon journey, you know that I have struggled with these debilitating calf cramps in every marathon. And I actually made some really big progress on that last one. The cramping started much later in the race and it wasn't as bad as before. It really only cost me a couple of minutes in this last race. But here's the thing. Every time I go out to try and qualify for the Olympic trials, I go out just about right on pace with almost no room for error. And I think that's my problem here. If I am actually more fit and ready to run something several minutes faster than the OTQ, then I probably need to go out a little quicker and have some kind of a buffer. So that's exactly my plan at CIM this year. Rather than going out right on pace, I need to have a few minutes buffer, because at this point, I don't know that I can solve the cramping in time. If I'm going to make it to the trials, I need to plan on the cramping. So I know it might sound like maybe I'm accepting defeat, but I'm not. I think this is actually the best strategy moving forward for me. If my plan works and I still cramp, I should have plenty of time to slow down, let my body relax without completely seizing up, and still come in under 2:18. I'm gonna continue doing all of the main marathon training I have been doing before, like the high mileage and lifting heavy. I will say it has been interesting to try and bounce back from a marathon so quickly. It's a lot more typical to take a few weeks to really take a break and build your mileage back up slowly, but since this OTQ window is closing so soon, I don't really have that luxury this time. There were only 7 weeks between the McCurdy Micromarathon and CIM. And to give myself the best chance at running well at CIM, I really needed to get up to mileage and training as quickly as possible, without hurting myself, of course. So I did things a little bit different than I would normally do. I still did 50 miles the week after the marathon, including a 16-mile long run, and I've just built since then. 78 the next week, and I just hit 100 again this week, hoping to peak out at that 110 or something like that over the next couple of weeks before I begin my taper again. It's crazy how fast I have to get back into my taper. I'm already feeling pretty dang good, and I am so excited to give this OTQ one more shot. Assuming everything goes according to plan, in just 4 short weeks, I will have another marathon PR and qualify for the trials. And of course, that means I will once again just have 9 weeks between CIM and the trials, forcing me to once again bounce right back into marathon training as soon as possible. Way too many marathons. I'm gonna need a break after this cycle. That's gonna do it for today. Thanks so much for following along. I hope you are enjoying my journey with the marathon. If you haven't already, take a moment and click that subscribe button. There's gonna be so much more content to come. That's it for now. See you later.